Akkad, everyone. This is Noach Banyasha Allah. My Babylonian slave name is Timothy Leon Smith, and I'm coming to you all today um, with my take. I won't call it a rant, but it's my take on the sovereignty movement amongst our people. Um, Brothers and sisters, I implore you all not to be caught up in this. Um, Save your resources, keep yourself out of harm's way. Um, I guess the best thing I could do is first give you a little story about when I used to live in North Carolina. There was this one gentleman that was all over the sovereignty movement. He was serious about it. He studied. He was all up in the Black's Law Dictionary, and I mean, I wasn't convinced, but I was intrigued. That was the first time I ever heard anything of it. You know, how you won't need a driver's license and you don't need to pay taxes, and you can't, you could do all kinds of illegal things. Well, he used to sell bootleg stuff, bootleg shoes, bootleg movies, all kinds of stuff. So one day he asked me to use my van, my vehicle, so that he can make his moves. So I let him use it, and later on the day, I get a phone call from him, and he tells me that a tree branch falls down from a tree into the road, and he couldn't swerve out of the way in time. So it gummed up it messed everything up with the van. So him being afraid of the police, he just fled because he didn't have a license, and he'd been arrested for this before. Now this is a sovereign man, who talk big stuff about this stuff, and he leaves my vehicle on the side of the road. He tells me where I can go get it, and he apologizes, and he goes about his merry way. So that right there was my first real big red flag concerning um, the sovereign movement. Um, the other thing is that you got brothers that go into this Black's Law Dictionary and say, okay, brothers, if you're answering by the name of Black, African American, Negro, or whatever byword, uh, that gives the police license, or the government license to do what they list to you because you're cattle. Now, with that being said, brothers, we we only have to go back a few hundred years, to find that our people weren't calling themselves that when they put us on those slave ships. All right, when they went and hunted us down, put us on those ships, Christianized us, raped us, beat us, those names were non-existent in our minds, and they didn't utter out of our mouths. They beat those names in. All right, so that pretty much squashes any of that magic wand theory that all you have to do is just utter that you're a Hebrew Israelite, and the police would automatically just put down their guns and batons and say, "Oh, you got me," and walk away. And I've seen it time and time again. Brothers who do get caught up in this pay the money, which I think this is a good cash cow for some, and they go ahead and actually have the courage, even though it's misdirected, the courage to go against the police with this. Um, they end up getting shot, arrested, beat up, or a combination of the three, some sort of way. And the same dude that bought him that bill of goods would say, well, he didn't do it right. Well, if the brother didn't do it right, why did you sell him the product? One. And two, why don't you, as a sovereign, go down to the jailhouse and get this man out? Show him the right way and get this man out. You do not represent this man in any court of law. You sit back on YouTube and you play out all of his quote unquote mistakes and say how he should have done it. So, brothers and sisters who are contemplating this move, if the person who is selling you this paperwork um, cannot back it with their guarantee that they will be there to represent you in a court of law or get you out of jail, I would highly recommend you steer clear. A lot of brothers and sisters, they want to, get away with paying taxes, man, or not paying, or not getting a driver's license. How hard is that? It's not hard at all. I mean, what you're doing is even unscriptural. And I'll show you. This right here is Paul, how his citizenship saved his bacon. This is in Acts chapter 22, verse 22 through chapter 23, verse 11. The crowd listened to Paul until he said this. Then they raised their voices and shouted, "Rid the earth of him, he's not fit to live." As they were shouting and throwing off their cloaks and flinging dust into the air, the commander ordered that Paul pardon me, ordered that Paul be taken into the barracks. He directed that he be flogged and interrogated in order to find out why the people were shouting at him like this. As they stretched him out to flog him, Paul said to the centurion standing there, "Is it legal for you to flog a Roman citizen who hasn't even been found guilty?" When the centurion heard this, he went to the commander and reported it. "What are you going to do?" he asked. "This man is a Roman citizen." The commander went to Paul and asked, "Tell me, are you a Roman citizen?" "Yes, I am," he answered. Then the commander said, "I had to pay a lot of money for my citizenship, but I was born a citizen." Paul replied. Those who were about to interrogate him withdrew immediately. The commander himself was alarmed when he realized that he had put Paul, a Roman citizen, in chains. Now, anybody who knows history knows that Rome hated Israel. Rome couldn't stand Israel. They couldn't stand, and they definitely couldn't stand Israelites who followed Christ. So, but even then, Rome, just the title of the citizenship underneath Rome, gave him a certain amount of protections, especially abroad. All right, with anybody, whether it's the United States, whether it's various countries in Europe or South America or even Africa. When you become sovereign, that means that you are a kingdom in and of yourself. Now, we are living in a time where nation will be against nation, that's race, and kingdom against kingdom. That's governments of countries. All right, and here you are, a kingdom of one. Brother, it's not safe. I wouldn't recommend it. You're an adult. Do as you will. But even Paul used it. Even we use it. Once you become sovereign, they can just come and get you. Who's going to come and protect you? Who's going to come? Hello?
CSX calling. Railroad Smith. T.L. Smith.
It's T.L. Smith.
A 1505 on the L158 with orange.
All right, thanks.
All right, you be safe.
All right, boss. You have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, back to what I was saying. Who's going to plead your case? Who is going to be able to thump their chest and say, you are messing with my people, with my citizens? There'll be no one. The only one that'll be able to plead your case is you. So, with that being said, I wouldn't do it. Now, a lot of these people, they don't want to pay their taxes. Even Christ paid his taxes. And I'll give you a couple of examples of that. This is in Matthew 17:24. And when they were come to Capernaum, they that received tribute money came to Peter and said, doth not your master pay tribute? He saith, yes. And when he was come into the house, it says Jesus, but I'm going to say Yahushua, prevented him, saying, what thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Of their own children, or of strangers? Peter saith unto him, of strangers. Yahushua saith unto him, then are the children free. Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them. Hello? All right. Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them, go thou to the sea, and cast a hook, and take the fish that first cometh up. And when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money. That take, and give unto them for me and thee. All right. That's one. Here's the second case. Add them out to 2 or 3 witnesses, right? We're going to start in Mark 12:13. And they send him unto him certain of the Pharisees and Herodians to catch him in his words. And when they were come, they say unto him, Master, we know that thou art true, and carest for no man, for thou regardest not the person of men, but teachest the way of God in truth. Is it lawful to give tribute to Caesar or not? Shall we give, or shall we not give? But he, knowing their hypocrisy, said unto them, Why tempt ye me? Bring me a penny, that I may see it. And they brought it. And he saith unto them, Whose is the image and superscription? And they said unto him, Caesar's. And Yahushua answered unto them, Render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and unto Elohim the things that are Elohim. And they marveled at him. These things go against Christ. We're supposed to be followers of him. He also said, if someone takes you 1 mile, go with him 2. He also says, resist not evil. So we are in the land of our captivity. We do what we're told. Period. All right? Anything else comes a really bad ending. We've seen it. We've seen brothers and sisters going to jail, Jew and Gentile alike, who try to buck this system. And the Most High ain't even got a problem with any of these things that we're trying to buck. That's one of the reasons why they don't talk about it. They don't talk bad about it because it's going to be in the kingdom. We buck against taxes. Guess what's going to happen in the kingdom? There's going to be taxation. We got brothers right now thinking they're going to doggone fill out a little bit of paperwork. Only people that don't have to pay taxes now are the people who are the children of this kingdom. That's why Freemasons ain't got to pay. These multi-billionaires ain't got to pay. You better pay. Because you think you're going to go fill out the same paperwork the Freemasons fill out and you straight? They're coming for you. Whether on or off the books, they're coming for you. And the Father has no problem with none of this because all of these things are going to be in the kingdom. There's going to be taxation in the kingdom. There's going to be slavery in the kingdom. There's going to be a debt system in the kingdom. You know, we got all kinds of laws dealing with for the debtor and the debtee. The only difference is that it's not going to be used as a way to oppress, but to set free and to build. So this is the thing. This is the reason why we don't buck these things. Because it's going to be there. And that's the reason why the Most High don't speak on it. Because he's not a hypocrite. He just hates the way it's being used. So if a brother, so if you get pulled over by the police, brothers and sisters, please have your ID. Give it to him. He's not asking you to doggone, do a cavity search. He might if you show up and you say you don't got to show no ID. Show him your ID. Easy. He sees it. Go about your business. Alright? It's not hard. Pay your taxes. You're in this country. You're in the land of your captivity. You're allowed to make a little bit of money. Throw a little off to the wolves, man. Keep them off you. Easy. Only people that don't want to pay taxes are people who want more of this world. And this isn't our world to have. If you're not paying taxes right now and you're getting away with it, you're really just broadcasting whose child you are. So, don't buck against your enslavement, brothers. Don't buck your slave master. Because when it's time for you to own slaves, you're not going to want them to buck you neither. With that being said, brothers and sisters, I love you all. Akkad. And don't follow me, follow Christ.